hello. Happy holidays, everyone. Here we are. Yes, hi, we're here. Yay. And
Welcome to the party.
We're having our holiday party. We're so happy that you're with us tonight. It's Tuesday night, and I am with my favorite people, the favorite people in my life, and the favorite people on my show, and my beautiful community. And oh my God, could I be any happier than be sitting surrounded by these gorgeous people here? Huh? Let's introduce ourselves here. First of all, my name is Shari Criso. If you are new to the show, this is a show where all four of us host it together every single week, right? No. Okay, but tonight is a special episode because it is the holidays, and the holidays are all about family. I'm your host, and this is my baby experts, and with me I have my wonderful, darling partner and husband, Joe.
Hi.
And I also have...
I'm Jade.
This is Jade, and Jade is 10 years old. Going to be 10 years old, right? Jade's got a birthday coming up. And then over here we got who?
Talia.
I got Talia over here. Talia is 7, and we got little Lucky. Hi, Lucky. Oh, he loves to lick noses. Yes, that dog is cute. He is cute. And you know what? It's been 1 year. It's our 1 year anniversary with Lucky.
That's right.
Last Christmas, the girls got Lucky for Christmas morning, and this is his first year that we actually had him all day. So It was fantastic. We've had a wonderful year, and not just a wonderful year with our family. And this is just such a special episode because we get to do this from our home. We're here in our home in New Jersey, and we get to celebrate with you and really just have a party and celebrate family and love and the holiday season, and it's just fantastic. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope you had a great time with your family. We sure did. And, really looking forward to tonight's show. Who's here having a good time already? I see you all in the chat room. You're all in the chat room enjoying each other.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, yes. All right, great. So the girls are going to go off camera for a few minutes, and we're going to start our show. And I've also got Taylor. Well, Taylor's part of the family, too. Come on over, Taylor.
Hey.
There you go. Okay, girls, go ahead over. Say bye-bye. You could stay here, yeah. We might have questions for you. All right, we might have to ask you questions. So good evening, everybody. So nice to be back. So nice. Who had a little bit of a hectic season at the same time as a wonderful season? Because this time of year, I know that it can be kind of crazy, all the running around, the shopping, all the, family and the cooking and all of those things. And yet, at the same time, we need to remember what the holidays mean and what this time of year really means, which is about family and love and really coming together and really being in that place of gratitude, of really understanding just how thankful we are to have everything that we have in our lives. And it's, this year really took the time to really think about just how grateful I am for all the blessings in my life. My children, obviously, my husband, for everything that I'm able to do, and mostly also for all of you, because it's amazing to be able to come to you every single week and to fulfill on a mission of mine. And for me, and a lot of you might not know me, this may be the first time that you're coming and watching the show. My mission is really to educate, empower, and inspire new parents to make the best possible choices for their children. And this show and all of you make that possible for me to be able to give to you. And when we talk about giving is better than receiving, I can't think of a better way to really understand that concept more than when I'm with all of you, giving you the information, bringing you the experts, bringing you the advice, and then getting the feedback and the beautiful letters that I receive from you guys. I mean, it brings me to tears when I hear about, how grateful you are for having this show and having the advice that you've gotten over the last year and a half of watching us, and how you breastfed your babies and cloth diapered and made great choices that you may not have thought of in the past, and knowing that they came from individual episodes that we did really warms my heart and makes me understand why we do this week after week after week. And so I thank you. I thank you very, very much, and I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I don't think anybody has as much fun as me, especially in this 1 hour. And sometimes leading up to it, they're all looking at me like, oh God, like, is she going to be okay? And then when the show actually starts, it's actually, I'm feeling connected. I literally plug into the connection of feeling each and every one of you, and I can feel your energy, and just seeing you there in the chat room, I feel the energy, and it just electrifies me. So just like a lit up Christmas tree, that's what you get every week, right? A lit up Christmas tree plugged into that beautiful energy of all of you. So tonight we have a very special episode, and hold on a second, because the girls are distracting me when I can't look at all of you when I'm looking at my children in front of me. It's just, I just can't. That's the cue. So tonight is a really special episode because tonight is a night where we're going to be able to answer your questions. And I know you guys have tons of questions that come every single week, and you want them answered. And I just thought, if we're going to do a show and let's bring on a lot of our sponsors, let's do lots and lots of presents. Santa Claus is coming to My Baby Experts tonight. How about that? All right. Just like Santa Claus is coming to town tonight, he's coming to My Baby Experts. And what's great is we're going to be able to take a couple categories that we had put out during our promotions. I think the different categories were pregnancy and birth, baby care, that it would be feeding and sleeping and calming your baby, cloth diapering, breastfeeding, and then any questions that came in about green baby, and that means living a green life, doing the best you can to have the healthiest choices. And so you guys submitted a ton of questions. You made it really, really hard on me to figure out what was which ones to pick, which ones to not pick, and so please, don't be upset if I didn't pick your question. I just tried to go through and pick the ones that were going to be have the most relevancy for everybody who's watching. So if it's not this time, it'll be next time, and I hope that you can appreciate that. Tonight, let me announce who the sponsors are and who's going to be giving away prizes tonight. So we have some great companies that will be giving away prizes. Of course, glad the kids went upstairs. Of course, we have Earth Mama Angel Baby, and I think they're in the house tonight. Is Earth Mama here?
Yeah.
Did I see them? Hello, ladies. Mwah. Is that Melinda, or who do we have? Alicia in the house? I'm not sure who that is. Anyway, yes, hello. And so tonight, Earth Mama is here with us. Of course, they are Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. And so, of course, they are just our favorite. When I was doing the categories, I'm like, Earth Mama fits into every single category, every single one of the 5 categories. Which one will we pick for them tonight? So I had to put them into 2. So you guys are going to be giving away 2 prizes tonight, and we'll be working that out when we get to the prize there. The next sponsor tonight is Swaddle Designs, and Swaddle Designs makes the best, the ultimate, as a matter of fact, the ultimate swaddling blanket, and that's exactly what it's called, and it's called that for a reason because it really is the ultimate swaddling blanket. It's the one that actually works, that will wrap around your baby safely and keep them swaddled in a way where they're not going to bust out, making it dangerous or just making it not work. So love Swaddle Designs blankets. We'll be giving away a prize from them. Next we have Kanga Care, okay? And Kanga Care is a fantastic company that makes one of the best cloth diapers. It's the Rumparoos and the Little Joeys, and now they're new Eco Posh diapers, and we'll be giving away some products from Kanga Care tonight for the cloth diapering category. Fantastic, very excited. We also have ViaCord. Okay, ViaCord are the leaders in cord blood banking in this country. Definitely my first choice when it comes to cord blood banking, if you're going to bank your baby's cord blood, and they'll be giving away a prize tonight. We also have Boba, and the Boba family makes Boba wraps and Boba carriers. Again, when I keep saying the best, the best, the best, I'm not just saying that, okay? My sponsors are the best in their categories. So it's very easy for me to say, these are the best. These are my personal favorites, my personal picks. So we'll be getting a Boba wrap tonight from Boba. And Naturepedic, the makers of the wonderful Naturepedic organic mattresses and different bedding and mattress covers and changing tables and all kinds of great stuff. Grovia, okay, another cloth diapering company that makes not just cloth diapers, but hybrid diapers as well as disposables that are extremely eco-friendly, as well as healthier for your baby. And then last and not least, nurture wear, which is my line of nursing loungewear, and somebody's going to win a set of nurture wear tonight. So how does that sound to you? Do you guys like that? Are you in? Is that a lot of gifts? Did I come through with Santa tonight? Did we come through? Yes. Lots and lots of presents tonight. Okay, so tonight is a fantastic night because we have some of our best sponsors tonight, and on top of that, we'll be answering your questions, which, hey, listen, I don't have to do anything but just ask for questions from my community, and we got show after show after show, you know. In fact, as we move forward, there's a consideration we're thinking about doing another day, if I can bribe Taylor to come and do another episode with us, where we may just do Q&A once a week. What do you think about that? And have you call in for a Q&A? What do you think about that? Very nice, right? Wouldn't that be fun? That would be extremely fun. Calling in and hearing from you live, we may do that, so stick around, all right? For those of you who don't know me, let me just quickly introduce what I do, and so when I'm answering these questions, you kind of understand my background. I know we always have a lot of new people on the show. I was a registered nurse. I was a certified nurse midwife for 7 years. I delivered over 600 babies. I'm a board-certified lactation consultant. I'm a baby product expert. And of course, as you saw before, I'm also a mom who successfully breastfed both of my children. And I've had a retail store in the New Jersey area for over 10 years. So I've learned a lot about products and what's out there. And that's how I've gotten to know the best manufacturers and baby product makers on the market. And we've been doing the show for 1.5 years. So I'm also a teacher, and I also teach live, and I also have 2 fantastic programs out there that people can learn from me remotely. One is Simply Breastfeeding, and it's a DVD program. We're going to be giving away one today, aren't we? A Simply Breastfeeding DVD program, and then also one called Breast Pumps and Briefcases, and that's an audio CD for every mom who's going back to work who needs to learn how to pump and continue to breastfeed at the same time, and the long-awaited cloth diapering DVD. Taylor and I are looking at each other. Okay, so you know, do you ever hear perfectionist? Do you ever hear the word perfectionist? Well, you know, you got 2 here that it's an issue.
Yeah, it is.
It's an issue. You see, when you want something to be really, really good, sometimes it just takes time. It's like letting it bake, you know, like when you want something to cook really well because it just gets better as it cooks.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
cooking a long time.
it's been cooking. It's not burnt. I
It's still in the
promise you.
oven.
It's not it's not cooked, all right? But it will be great and worth the wait. But it is coming. I promise you we will have it in 2012. We will not be saying this again on next year's show. I promise you. Yeah, all the kids who were in the video are like, I'm potty trained already. So anyway, who is new tonight? Do we have any new people in the house tonight? Anybody new? Newbies, come on, let's see you. There's just welcome. There we go. We have new people. We love new people. Oh, look at all these new people. Fantastic. Shari, someone said, oh, who's that? Michelle? Shari, you're making the baby kick. See, he's a new person.
Wow,
he or she is
amazing.
new. Look at all the new people. Let's welcome the new people. You know, we love having new people come on because it just adds to our fantastic community. This community is extremely not only knowledgeable, supportive, but non-judgmental. You'll find that when you come here and we talk about a lot of really controversial issues. I mean, there's not too many topics we won't cover. And if you go back through some of the archives of what we've done in this fantastic year, you'll see that we've covered topics on just about everything from vaccinations to breastfeeding to, miscarriages and all kinds of things that a lot of times people just will not talk about but need to be discussed. And we've done it in such a great way. And most of that has to do with all of you and what's gone on in the chat room. So, it's great. And if you are new, I encourage you to go back and watch the archived episodes because just because we did the episode in March, does not make it not relevant. Okay, these topics are still relevant. And so you've got an entire library now video that you can go back and watch at your own convenience and learn about different topics, whether it has to do with feeding your child, episodes we did with Dr. Green, episodes we've done with Dr. Susan this year, so many great episodes on healthy living and healthy child raising, and you can go back and you can watch them, and I really encourage you to do that. When people ask me, oh, you do a show, I said, yeah, go back and watch the repeats. I mean, some of these episodes, we got to we need to replay some of them just so that you remember to go back and view them. And you always have that option, which is great about the platform that we are on, that you can review them at your convenience. Who watched last week's episode with Susan Tilton with Sarah Tilton from Britax? Who watched last week's episode? Yeah, that was a fantastic. Was that not a great episode? Oh my goodness. All I know is that we got in the car the next day and I was like all over the kids. I'm like, check that car seat. Is this how did you do that? Joe, is this right? And I mean, like, I was actually really surprised. Like, we didn't have everything perfect, and it goes to show you that here we are. We think we know, and we really don't know, and how important these topics are to really. It was all about car seat safety. If there's probably one episode that I would say everybody cannot miss. Just you have to watch it, whether you think, okay, well, I already went to the police station and they installed my car seat, so I'm good to go. You need to watch this episode and at least hear the content that was in there, because there were a few things that I didn't know and that we corrected on our own car seats. And so remember, this could save a life, not only for yourself to watch it, but to pass it along to your friends. I mean, I basically told everybody I knew to go and watch this episode. And Sarah and I are going to be doing something this week, either on my Facebook or on Ustream. We're not sure yet what yet, but it probably this Friday, a Q&A, because there were a lot of questions that came in that did not get answered. And I know Sarah was, very concerned that everybody get their questions answered. So we're thinking about doing something on Facebook probably Friday, and I'll be announcing it on my Facebook page. So that way you guys can get your questions answered. But I really think it's important for everybody to go back and watch. Yes. Okay. So, and we are going to be giving away the Britex car seat. There's another one still coming, right, for New Year's Eve this weekend. So, hey, did you like our surprise entry for tonight? Everybody who's on the show got 10 extra entries. What do you think about that? Huh? What do you think about that? That was fantastic. I said to Joe, give them a prize, Listen, hey, anybody who takes the time to come watch live, they deserve something, right? So you'll get 10 extra entries. That's a lot. So I'm happy for you guys. Woohoo! Yeah, they're saying woohoo. Woohoo! Yay! 10 extra entries. That's your choice of a car seat. It's going to be a good one. All right, so let's move on to some of our questions for tonight, because we got a lot of presents to give away and a lot of questions to get to. And please excuse me while I go through my notes, which are not that neat. I got all these. Look at the questions. Right, you got questions and questions and questions. Right? I got to go through great questions that I had to pick through here. So okay, let's start with. I'm going to start with a pregnancy and birth question. Okay, that's the first one. And this pregnancy and birth question, this is going to be a prize from Viacord, okay? And Viacord is going to be giving away a $50 gift certificate to the person whose name I call out now to answer the question, okay? So you guys ready? Viacord's going to, oh, and by the way, Viacord is also offering a special deal just till the end of this week. If you are interested and you want to sign up for Viacord, if you're pregnant and you want to get $500 off the fees for Viacord, email me at mybabyexperts@gmail.com and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so send it over. It has to be done before the end of the week, before the end of the year. Okay, so email me, mybabyexperts@gmail.com. This is a question that came in from Terry Babin. I hope I'm saying that right. Eco Crazy Mom, okay, from California. And her question, her question is, she asked a lot of questions. Okay, so this was her pregnancy and birth question. And what she asked was, what is your best advice for a mama who desires to have a drug-free hospital birth? Okay, so this is great because this is a question that goes back to first of all, the very beginning of giving birth to your child, how important is that to starting off on the right foot, and also having your choices and your decisions and your desires met when it comes to going into a hospital. And not everybody's going to choose a home birth. Not everybody's going to be able to, do everything. But if you wanted to go into a hospital and have a drug-free birth, as a midwife, I can tell you, especially a midwife I did a few home births, but the majority of my practice was always in the hospital all of those years, and more than half, most of my patients had unmedicated births. And I'll tell you, the key to it is the support. Okay, so really, when we talk about are there any particular tricks to labor or any of that, the support, first of all, the support you give yourself by preparing, by learning what your options are, by understanding what it takes to surrender to the process of birth, and to let go of fear. I don't think there's any one technique that is the best technique that'll work for everybody. But when you start to really understand and let go of the fears that may bind you into feeling nervous or scared, there's actually a physiological component to fear and pain in labor. And what happens is when you feel afraid, okay, your body, what it does, it secretes a hormone called adrenaline. It's like that fight or flight hormone, and when that adrenaline is secreted, it actually suppresses the other hormone, oxytocin, which is the hormone that helps your labor, that helps you contract. It's the hormone. It's the love hormone. It's the hormone you want to be produced during labor to help your labor move along quickly and flow. And when you're afraid, and who's not afraid when they walk into a hospital if you haven't prepared yourself for it? You get that fear. That fear comes up. The adrenaline rises. And oxytocin goes down the tubes, and your contractions can stop, and that can lead to all kinds of interventions. And so it's very, very important to understand this process more of letting go of fear and having your partner really be involved, whoever that is, whether it's your husband, your boyfriend, or whoever's going to be with you in labor, to really understand what are your signs of fear. Not everybody exhibits fear in the same way. Some of us get very controlling. Not talking about myself, Joe. Some of us get very chatty. Some of us get almost comical, but it's actually fear. And to have your partner understand what's really coming up in you so they can start to bring you down to a level of relaxation, I think that's key. And I've seen that in my own clients. One other big recommendation I'm going to make is a doula, okay? I was a midwife. I had a doula with both of my deliveries. If you're going to plan a hospital birth and you can get a doula to be with you during the labor, I think that's going to be your best chance of having an unmedicated birth, of having somebody who can support you through the whole process. We did, I think, 2 shows on doulas this year, right? 2 fantastic episodes on doulas, and I would go back and watch them. And doulas are just, I love doulas. I love what they do. I think they're critical to the whole birth process. And I would definitely recommend that. And then getting on the same page as your practitioner. So the questions to ask your doctor they're not to be asked in labor. You're not asking those questions in labor. You're never going to know the answers until you ask them, and you don't want to find out when it's too late. You want to ask the questions during your prenatal visits, and it may be that a midwife may be a better route for you. So if you're planning an unmedicated birth, and your doctor's like, I don't know, I've never done one of those before, that would be a clue, right? That would be a clue that maybe you're not with the right person. And so when I say the right support, the right people around you, it includes your partner and you being prepared, maybe a doula or somebody who can be a labor coach with you, and then also your practitioner. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. All right, that was coming from my midwifery aspect of it, and also from a mom who had 2 vaginal deliveries and a doula with both of them. Joe actually delivered our first baby with our midwife, and it was a fantastic experience. It was something I will never forget in my life. All right, so that was Terry Babin. Now, what you need to do, Terry, to win your prize, and that's from Viacord, is go to mybabyexperts@gmail.com, scroll halfway down the page, and you will see a section that says claim your prize here. So claim your prize there, okay? So go down and enter your information so we know how to get it to you. Thank you so much for a fantastic question. Yay!
They call me a dude wife. I love that.
What did they call you?
Like a midwife, a dude wife?
Oh, they came up with a new name for Joe, a dude wife. You know what? He is a dude wife. He said he's coming over here. Now he's gonna. You can see what you did. See what you did. You got him talking now.
No, I'm sipping on my tea. This was one of my gifts. Dad at work. Right? We have fun while we work.
The dude wife. You are a dude wife. I
Got
love
some
that.
dads in the house
You
too.
got dads in the house tonight?
Yeah.
All right. See, the show's for everybody. We love having the dads in the house. We're gonna do a whole daddy show. Shouldn't Joe have his own show? Don't you think I should be in the chat room? You know what? 2 weeks ago we were in Vegas and I was in the chat room. I was like, this is really fun. Dude, you're doing the show from now on and I'm going to be in the chat room. What do you think about that? We're going to alternate. Yes. See, they're saying yes. They like that. Oh, my goodness. What?
Yeah, bring it on.
All right, bring it on. He said, "All right, hey, listen. You know when I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it." Okay. So the next question is a breastfeeding question, and this one is sponsored from Earth Mama Angel Baby Michelle. We're gonna give away a prize, and we're gonna give away a breastfeeding package. You know what we're gonna do? It's gonna be a sampling of their best breastfeeding products, from their nipple cream to their booby tubes, and so we'll put together a nice little package for you from Earth Mama Angel Baby and Breastfeeding. So this is the breastfeeding question. Bear with me again with all your pages here. Breastfeeding, let's see. Okay. Oh gosh, this was the one that was written really small. Okay, so I'm coming up on a birthday. See how I'm holding the page all the way out here? Okay. Okay, this was a really good question, and I thought that this would need to be answered. It said, this is a question that came from Robin Sayers. Hi, Robin, from Ohio, okay? And the question is, breastfeeding, is there any time where supplementing with formula is really medically necessary? I've recently had several friends give birth in hospitals, first-time moms, and the medical staff there seemed so eager to have them supplementing even before the milk came in. And she said, I'm baffled. As I understand, your milk generally comes in on the third day, and it's hormonal, has nothing to do with how long the baby's feeding at that point. Am I correct? The only real nourishment they need in those first few days is colostrum, correct? Now, so I'm assuming the question is about breastfeeding, like you said, in the hospital, and is formula supplementation ever really needed? The answer to the question is yes. You know, there are times where formula supplementation may be needed, but those times are so rare. And, you know, for such specific reasons, and really considering for how often it actually needs to be, like that it actually is a necessity and how often it is recommended, there's such a huge gap in between. Okay, this is one of the problems that we see and that I'm seeing a lot in the hospitals, is that supplementation with formula is so readily recommended for no good reasons. You know, sometimes it's because, oh, the baby's lost weight, which we know the baby always loses weight in the first couple days. It's fluid loss that they're having. Or the baby seems hungry because the baby's crying. Yes, because the baby wants to be with mom, you know, wrapped up into a bassinet somewhere in the nursery. Yes, your baby's going to cry if they do that. Doesn't mean they're hungry. Lots of times these are the reasons why babies are supplemented, and parents just feel very insecure and they just don't know what to do. When you have somebody walking in, like a nurse or a doctor, telling you, you know, you want to be a good parent and you don't want to hurt your child, you need to supplement right now, you really need to have some knowledge going into this, or you could be one of those statistics where, you know, you were supplemented unnecessarily. So to answer the question, is it true that do they ever need to be supplemented? Yes, on very rare occasions. One that I could think of is a baby with a very low blood sugar, okay? Now, let's talk about blood sugar for a moment, because, you know, first of all, the very best thing for bringing up a baby's blood sugar is colostrum, okay? So even if your baby's blood sugar was low, what I would consider doing is first nursing the baby, or expressing colostrum onto a spoon and giving it to the baby, so that the blood sugar is checked after the baby's been fed, not before. The other thing too is, why are they checking your baby's blood sugar? You know, most hospitals, the protocol is not to routinely test blood sugars, you know, just for no reason. So if your baby's blood sugar is being tested and then it comes back slightly low, someone feels like they need to do something about it. So for example, the only times that that a baby's blood sugar should be checked is for certain things like, if the baby's showing signs like respiratory problems where they're having difficulty breathing, if their temperature is unstable, if they've got some kind of medical condition that somebody should be checking their blood sugar and it comes back extremely low, it's quite possible that, they may need to be supplemented. But at that point, I would think that if they're showing signs at that point, that they really would need IV glucose, that they would need IV fluids at that point. So I'm not sure that that's even the reason. After that, a lot of the times that people report that they've been supplemented is because of high bilirubin levels or jaundice. And in that case, we need to understand that most breastfed babies have an elevated bilirubin. This is a normal thing in a breastfed baby. And so, all too often I hear about bilirubin levels at 11 or 12 or even 13, and the doctor said, oh, you have to supplement, it's dangerous and your baby can have brain damage. This is just not true. And I think that we all have to understand, I would never recommend formula at that point. We're not talking about problems with the baby up until the levels are very high, somewhere over 17, 18, 19. So it all kind of depends on the practitioner's advice. And often I'll hear people say, well, they had a jaundice, and I'll say, what was the bilirubin? And it was like 7. I mean, this is low. This is not even abnormal, and they're supplementing. So again, it comes back to becoming really knowledgeable. And I would do a little bit of reading on what is considered an elevated bilirubin and why, is it normal or is it not normal? How can it be that all breastfed babies or most breastfed babies have an elevated bilirubin and it's abnormal? It just physiologically wouldn't happen. And what's the best way to get rid of bilirubin? Actually, the only way to get rid of bilirubin is getting them to poop. What's the best way to get them to poop? Colostrum and breast milk. It's the best laxative that they can get. So the more breastfeeding, the more breast milk they get into them, the better. Formula can actually bind them up and could increase the problem. So I think that, it's very, very rare that a baby would actually need to be supplemented in the hospital in the first couple days. It's really hard to come up with reasons, and that's really my answer. I think that what we should focus more on, because the fact that it's so rare, I don't want to focus that much on it. The fact that it's so often given, I'd like to focus more on the problem of why is it given unnecessarily, and these are some of the reasons. Elevated bilirubins, low blood sugars that really don't need to be treated with anything other than breast milk. Okay, I hope that answered the question. What do you think, Joe? Are they good in the chat room here? Yes. Okay. Awesome. So let's give that prize away so that prize is going out, and we are going to have you go. That was for Robin, right? Robin Sayers. So you need to go to mybabyexperts@gmail.com. Scroll down the page. Go to the section that says "Claim your prize here," and claim your prize here. Okay. So congratulations! Yay, Robin! Congratulations! Ho ho ho! Okay, now I'm getting really corny. All right, maybe I'm tired. I don't know. It's been a long season for me. I haven't stopped traveling. I've been like all over the place. It was actually kind of nice to stay home. I'm here. I'm in my dining room right now, and it feels kind of surreal to be here in my home, because I know you guys are all at home, and usually I'm not at home. And I think we're gonna start doing this. I really. What do you think? You know what? Then I'll actually be in my pajamas. How about that? You guys be in your pajamas and I'll be in my pajamas. This would be a lot of fun. All right. So, and the kids are being really quiet. That makes me really nervous when they're that quiet. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question, pajama party. Yes, Michelle, pajama party. Okay, the next question is on baby calming, feeding, and sleeping, and this is going to be sponsored by Swaddle Designs, and we're going to be giving away a Swaddle Duo. I don't have a picture of it right there, but it's the Swaddle Duo. That means that's their package with their lightweight and their heavier weight blanket, and you're going to get your choice of color and pattern and anything you want. So let's pick the winner or the question for that one. Let's see. The question on that one. Okay. All right. This one was from Rochelle Martin, okay, in Ohio. Rochelle, this is your question. It was on sleeping. Okay, she said, hello, my 2-year-old and I co-sleep, okay? And she said, he has recently been having trouble sleeping unless he's right up against me, a 2-year-old, okay? I've tried putting him to sleep and then moving away, but he always wakes up. I don't mind it on the colder nights. I can imagine that. He's like the perfect little bed warmer, but he's such a hot sleeper. And when I wake up sweating when the room is all warm, what can I do? Do I need to transition him into his own bed? Okay, so now this is a 2-year-old who's been co-sleeping with you, and the thing that really stood out for me, okay, it's not the co-sleeping, it's not he's not getting good sleep, it's not, what do I do? Is it good for him or is it not good for him? The thing that stood out for me is that you're not enjoying it anymore, okay? Now, you're telling me that on cold nights, you're enjoying it. On hot nights, you're waking up sweating, it's just too hot. Here's the thing. I think that at this point, if you're not enjoying the co-sleeping situation and he's 2 years old, it's time to start transitioning him, all right? You're answering your own question. This is all about doing there's no one right time for every family to make that transition. For some people, they just enjoy it, they continue to do it. If this is not working for you, which it obviously isn't, it's time to start transitioning, and you'll be surprised how well children do transition and learn new methods and learn new ways of sleeping and grow up and are able to be taught something new pretty easily. Sometimes it just takes a few days of really moving him back into his own bed, getting into a big boy bed. He's at an age where he can understand at this point, where he can sleep. Obviously, he can go into a bed, not a crib. And I think that it's good for him and for his independence too, to know that he can sleep by himself. So, I think that probably the best tip I can offer you is to first start moving yourself into, laying down with him. He's been so used to having you next to him. I wouldn't just shock his system by putting him in his own room and closing the door. That's not what I recommend. But I do recommend transitioning and having a conversation. 2-year-olds do understand what you're saying to them, and they can understand. Even if they don't like what you're saying, they understand what you're saying. And children become very verbal. They understand a lot more than they can verbalize much earlier. So I think having the conversation about him being a big boy, about it being time to go into his own bed, to starting to take naps. I don't know where he naps, but if he naps in his own room, that would be a great start. Laying down with him at night, and then not sneaking away, but explaining that now it's time for him to sleep, or he falls asleep, and say to him before he falls asleep, once you fall asleep, I'm going to go into my bed and you're going to sleep here like a big boy. Remember, it's going to take time. Have patience. But I think what you're doing is you're answering your own question, and what you're saying is it's time for you to transition, okay? We all have our transitions. It's not just our children, but, just like weaning from breastfeeding, just like weaning from co-sleeping, just all the different things when it comes to our kids, there's no set age that these things need to be done. But if you listen to that voice inside, that voice is telling you as a mother what's right for you. And I could read it in your question that it was coming out. So thank you for that wonderful question. There's so many people who are dealing with the same issue, and and I'm reading here in the chat room here that we have a 5-year-old that's not happy about moving into her room, They may not be happy. My kids are not happy about everything I make them do either, but they learn, and I think it's important as parents. We're not here just to make them happy. We're here to teach them, and there's a distinction there that I think that a lot of us have to understand, is that we need to be the parent at times, and not only do we teach them, how to read, and we teach them how to walk, and we teach them how to feed themselves, but sleeping is a skill. And teaching your child or your baby how to sleep is just as important as everything else that we do as life skills for the rest of our lives. So I think it's an important point. Okay, let's see. Very, very good, Rochelle. So go to mybabyexperts@gmail.com and claim your prize. We better move on here. Holy crap. Okay. Oh, sorry. Can you tell this is a live show? There's no delay. Taylor, can you delay when the words come out of my mouth? Okay. That's not a bad word anyway. We're talking about cloth diapering. I can say it. Holy poop, okay? Holy poop. We're going to do a cloth diapering question, all right? And this one is sponsored from Kanga Care, okay? The makers of Rumperoos and the Little Joeys and the new Eco Posh, beautiful, soft diapers that you want to wear. I've had so many people pick up those Eco Posh in the store, and they're like, can I wear these? They're so comfortable. Yeah, and they're probably absorbent enough for you to wear them too. Okay, let's do a cloth diapering question. Cloth diapering. Where's my cloth diapering? Cloth diapering. Okay, here's a cloth diapering question. All right. cloth diapering came in from Katie Johnson in Arizona. Katie, you are going to have your cloth diapering question answered right now. Let's see. It says, cloth diapering. I was scared to start cloth diapering my daughter when she was a newborn and didn't start till she was 2 to 3 months old. The next child I have, I want to start cloth diapering from birth. What are the best tips and products you have for cloth diapering a newborn? You definitely don't want to wait till they're 2 to 3 months old. There's absolutely no reason. And first of all, you know, the early first few months, you're going to be going through more diapers than ever. So you're going to be spending quite a bit of money if you're not cloth diapering in those first 2 to 3 months. Remember, baby needs to be changed every 2 hours. You're talking about, you know, 12 diapers a day. Multiply that over 12 weeks. You do the math. Don't do that. Not to mention the health of the baby. The smaller the baby, the more they absorb the toxins into their bloodstream. The weave of a baby's skin is very porous, and so when you're putting products or chemicals, whether it's skincare lotions or anything, and even their diapers on their body, those chemicals are going to absorb into them. And if you look at a baby's bottom, I had a lady in this week who had a lactation consultation with me, and she was changing her the pamper right in front of me, and you know, the baby was red all over where the diaper was touching. And I said, you know, babies aren't supposed to be red like that, but we get so used to seeing them that way that we just think that's the color of their skin under a diaper. It shouldn't be. And so you definitely want to start from the beginning. So the question, let's get back to your question, which was, what are the best tips and products that we have for cloth diapering a newborn? It's really not that different from cloth diapering an older infant. The difference is it depends on the size of your baby. So if you have a real small baby, like a baby under, I would say under 7 pounds, you really want to consider a smaller diaper, because the bigger diapers are going to be bulkier. You know, that's where KangaCare makes a great diaper. It's a little Joey, and it goes from like 4 pounds all the way up to 12 pounds, depending on the shape and size of your baby. Sometimes it's 9, depending on, you know, how your baby is shaped. But the little Joeys are great for those early couple weeks and early couple months if you have a preemie or a small baby. And if not, I think that a really good way to go is, you know, either the one-step diapers, like the pocket diapers that snap up to a really small size, like the Rumparoos can work well on a small baby, or a two-step diaper, especially if the baby has skinny legs. So that would be like, you know, maybe the EcoPosh or a fitted type diaper with a cover over it can sometimes work really well with babies with really skinny, small legs. I don't think there's much difference other than you're going to have enough of them. You need to change the baby 12 times a day. If you're going to invest into really small diapers, don't buy too many. Just plan on doing the laundry a little bit more often. That's what I usually recommend to my local clients is, you know, even if you want to buy some of the smaller diapers, buy less of them. Maybe do one load each evening so that you have enough for the next day. And then the other thing to remember too that I will recommend is for the hospital. I probably would wait until I get home to start my cloth diapering, just so that you don't lose any while you're in the hospital. Some people do decide to bring them with them, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if you wanted to try something a little healthier for your child in the first couple days in the hospital, the Grovia biodiapers would be my first choice. And usually people pick up like 1 pack of a size 1 of the Grovia biodiapers and bring that to the hospital with you. You can use that for the first 4 days. It's usually enough. I think there's 40 in there, so it lasts you like 3.5 days or like 3 days, just enough to get through the hospital, and then just enough time till your milk comes in and the poop starts to turn yellow and seedy, and then you can switch into your cloth. Other than that, don't wait. Start right away. And how many do I recommend? Okay, so somebody's asking in the chat room right now, how many do I recommend for the hospital? Are you asking for the hospital? Yes? Okay. So for the hospital, you want to have at least 40 diapers with you for the hospital. That'd be like 1 pack of diapers. Bring them and just tell the nurses this is what we're using instead. Put it into the hospital cart instead of the diapers that they have, which are usually Pampers with the Dry Max in it. And when you get home, I would at least have probably no less than 14 as a minimum. You know, you're going to need that for the day. At least you're going to need about 12 a day, then another 2 or so while you're washing and drying. That's going to be at minimum. If you want to go 2 days, you're going to need about 24 of them. So That's going to give you 2 days of diapers. I hope that answered your question. That answered your question, right? It's hard to. You guys are like so fast in the chat room tonight. I'm getting dizzy looking down. I'm trying to answer these questions, that questions. Okay, I hope that answered the question. Did it, Joe? Are you in the chat room? Are we good there? We good?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, excellent. So now that was that was for, let's see, that was Katie Johnson. Go to mybabyexperts@gmail.com to claim your prize from Rumperoos. And we are on to the next question, and this one is a green baby question from Naturepedic. Okay, so you guys ready for the green baby question? This is a green baby question that came in from Jan Misali. Okay, we're not going to be doing a video tonight. I think you know that, right? No videos tonight. It's just me. Sorry. I talked too long. All right. Jan Misali from California. Okay. And Jan's question was, it's about feeding babies. She's heard that it's important to introduce foods one at a time in order to watch for adverse reactions. This is not green baby. This is feeding baby. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I will get to it. Green baby. Green baby. Live TV. Okay. This is the small question. All right. This was the green baby question. All right. This was Kathy Colio from New Jersey. Hi, Kathy. This question is, she says her baby just turned 9 months old and the doctor prescribed vitamins that contain fluoride, okay? What would be a safer alternative? And since it's cold and flu season, what would be something to give babies strengthen their immune system, okay? Well, it's the same answer for both questions, I would say. The safer alternative to vitamins is breast milk. Breastfed babies do not need to be supplemented with vitamins, and in fact, the only vitamin that they could possibly need, especially in the winter months, would be vitamin D supplementation, because your stores are probably low, as are most of our stores of vitamin D. I would have your vitamin D levels checked personally as a breastfeeding mom, or any mom, a pregnant mom especially, someone planning to get pregnant, or just if you are breathing, you need to have your vitamin D levels checked. Most of the country is vitamin D deficient. You need to make sure that your vitamin D levels are somewhere between 50 and 75. And for most of us, that's not the case, especially in the winter months. You need to be supplementing yourself. That will help to fortify your breast milk and make sure that your baby's getting enough vitamin D. If you're low, then your baby needs to be supplemented as well. And that also answers the second part of your question, which is, it's flu and cold season. What can we strengthen their immune system with? The very best thing that you can use to strengthen your immune system is to have adequate levels of vitamin D. So again, there have been studies that have showed that vitamin D, having adequate vitamin D levels for your immune system is better than even, any kind of flu vaccine, or safer. It's going to be more effective. It's going to keep your immunity up around the year. So this is one thing that I am very, very adamant about, is that everybody get their blood levels checked to vitamin D. You can overdose on vitamin D, so it's important. You can overdose, let me explain this. You can overdose on vitamin D if you're taking it orally and supplementing yourself. If you're getting your vitamin D from natural sun exposure, your body naturally shuts off at the right level, and so you cannot overdose from sun exposure. But for so many of us, especially for us here in New Jersey, and for a lot of you guys that are in the north that are not exposing your body to natural sunlight, for a good amount of time each day, exposing a large amount of your body, you're not getting the vitamin D that you need. And so I would have the blood level checked, and then I would start supplementing right away with it. We did a whole episode not too long ago. Well, it was actually the summer. It was the one on being healthy and staying while you're during pregnancy with Dr. Dawn.
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about vitamin D. Go back to that episode, watch that episode. And so, again, the answer to both your questions is vitamin D, no vitamins for a breastfed baby. And as far as fluoride, the answer is no. I don't recommend fluoride, oral, systemic fluoride for any children. That's just my opinion. And Dr. Susan and I did a great episode on fluoride. If you want to watch about fluoride, go watch the episode on fluoride. But yeah, I would not recommend oral systemic fluoride for your children in their vitamins, which comes in a lot of the prescription vitamins. Okay, so definitely. vitamin D, and check out the fluoride episode. We have to redo that fluoride episode. There's a lot of questions that come in about fluoride and tooth decay and, you know, do I do it? Do I not do it? We're going to readdress that whole topic on another episode in 2012. Joe, make a note of that, okay? Noted. We are going to do it again. So great job. Congratulations, Kathy. Go to My Baby Experts to claim your prize from Naturepedic. Fantastic. Okay, let's move on. Oh my goodness. Are you guys with me? Are you guys with me here? We're running out of time, but we haven't run out of prizes yet, okay? So stay with me. All right. Let's move on to another pregnancy birth question, and this is for a set of nurture wear. Yay, nurture wear. Okay, that's my line of loungewear, maternity nursing loungewear. Who has nurture wear? Who's wearing their nurture wear right now? I think I should have worn my nurture wear tonight. That would have been great, huh? I could have done it. Oh, well, you know. Didn't match my jewelry, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's do the pregnancy birth. Pregnancy. Yes, they have it. Hi, Janine. Merry Christmas, sweetie. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay. This is a great one. Okay, this came in from Rebecca Meyer. Okay, Rebecca is from Florida. I wish I was in Florida right now. It must be nice to be a little warm. Okay, the question was, should I be taking a prenatal with added DHA? Any recommendations also to ward off morning sickness and heartburn? Okay, very good question. Now, these are two questions, so I'm going to go through both of them real quickly. The first one was, should she be taking a prenatal with added DHA? The answer to that, it depends on the vitamin that you're taking, okay? DHA is definitely an important supplement to be taking when you're pregnant, also when you're breastfeeding, but it's the type of DHA that I want you to look at, all right? There's a certain type or brand of DHA that's made from an algae source, and it comes from a company called Martech. And most of the prescription prenatal vitamins and a lot of the baby vitamins, almost every formula on the market, and we've talked about this on many episodes. Again, this is the reason to watch the replays. Okay, there's a lot of great hidden content in these other episodes. This DHA is not a good source of DHA for your body or for your baby, okay? So if you're taking it in your prenatal vitamin, I'm gonna recommend that you stop and that you take a more natural prenatal vitamin. There's several different ones. If you go to the health food store, there's companies like Nature's Prenatal, what is it called? The one that Nature's one? No, that's not it. It's the Ultra Prenatals. The Ultra Prenatals, and you can email me and I'll give you the exact name of it. And also Rainbow Light makes a really great prenatal vitamin. There's a couple different brands that have great prenatals, and then I would take your DHA separately and take it from a natural fish source, okay? So like a fish oil that is coming from like sardines or anchovies, that type of thing. That's gonna be a much better source of DHA than taking it from this algae source. I wouldn't recommend. It can sometimes cause intestinal discomfort, especially in babies. And this is something we talked a lot about with the DHA that was in all the formulas that they put in. And they're not even sure that it actually has the effect that it needs to have on brain development and visual acuity. So I recommend against it. The other question that was here is, Nature's Plus. Thanks, Janine. See, my clients are in the house, my brain's not working, and I'm only drinking coffee tonight. See, we're not even doing any champagne tonight. It's coffee. Thanks, Janine. Yeah, Nature's Plus. Thank you, sweetie. That's the name of the vitamin that I like. I actually do. She's laughing. That's what you're here for? Yes, you're here for a lot of things. Thank you. Okay, so the other question about morning sickness. Morning sickness. This is a great question. It's obviously something really, really common that happens in pregnancy. How can you help to prevent it or deal with it when you're having it? Morning sickness in early pregnancy stems from two problems. The first one is just the elevated hormone levels in early pregnancy that tend to cause you to be nauseous. Now, this is a good thing, and this is why people go, oh, oh, that's great. It's a sign of a healthy pregnancy. And you're like, yeah, thanks a lot. Like, I don't really care. I'd like to feel better right now. But the truth is, it is a sign that your hormone levels are nice and high, which is a sign that the pregnancy is doing well, but can make you feel miserable. The good news is that it usually peaks around 8 weeks and then starts to feel better. The other thing that causes morning sickness and can add to this, normal morning sickness from the hormone levels is that, your blood sugar can drop really easily, especially early in pregnancy. And, what happens when you feel nauseous? You don't feel like eating. So then you don't eat, or you're craving, bagels or a carb, and your blood sugar spikes and then drops really fast. In this process, or first thing in the morning when you've gone all night without eating, you can feel really, really nauseous. So one of the home remedies that I recommend that I did with all of my clients for nausea is, especially if it's first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, what you want to do is keep like a little hard candy next to the bed. Some kind of a hard sweet candy next to the bed, like a Jolly Rancher or something sour even. Also a couple of crackers. And what you're going to do is, before you actually lift your head off the pillow, okay? Before you even lift your head off the pillow, you take the candy and you put it in your mouth for just a few minutes, suck on the candy, get a little of your blood sugar up before you lift your head up, okay? Spit the candy out, eat a cracker or two, okay? And as soon as you finish eating the cracker, get out of bed, don't even go to the bathroom, go right downstairs to the kitchen and have some hard-boiled eggs already prepared and made and in the refrigerator, and just eat 1 or 2 hard-boiled eggs right away, okay? You need to get that protein into you before the nausea starts. Now, you're literally going to have about 5 minutes to do this before it all starts, and then you're going to be like, hard-boiled eggs? I don't think so. But it's really important that the protein gets in, because the protein is going to keep your blood sugar steady for a good 2 hours. And that's going to help your nausea. Now, that's not going to keep you going all day. So you need to be eating protein throughout the day, okay? Throughout the entire day. That means every couple hours, having some chicken with you, having some egg salad with you, whatever it is that you can eat, whatever protein is going to make you feel okay. Even protein shakes are a good idea. You can do that, and that's going to keep your protein content intake higher, and that's going to keep your blood sugar more steady, and not these huge swings from all the carbs that we tend to crave when we feel nauseous. Great. She said she craved eggs, and that's great. So that's going to be my answer there for that question. I hope that helped, Rebecca, and I hope to help the rest of you who are feeling sick right now. Okay, yeah, I did a whole video that gave Taylor, Joe, and I filmed a great video on my morning sickness remedy, so Joe just posted it for you. So you guys can all watch it and share it with anybody you know who's not feeling good right now. It's a terrible feeling. I had a lot of morning sickness with both kids. Unfortunately, I didn't throw up. I just felt nauseous. I could have used like not gaining so much weight. So, but I guess it was a good thing. Who wants to throw up anyway? Everything stayed down, unfortunately. Okay, so that was Rebecca Meyer from Florida. They're all laughing at me here. All right, so you need to go to mybabyexperts@gmail.com to claim your prize. That was for the set of nurturewear. Congratulations. Okay. Oh my goodness, we still have a lot of questions to do, don't we? Are you guys with me? Or are you all falling asleep? Anybody falling asleep? Anybody need to? All right, stay with me. I got more prizes for you. All right, so now we're going to move on to the next question, and this one is a breastfeeding question. This is for your choice of the CD or the DVD. They say, we're here. Okay, great. This is for your choice of the CD or the DVD, okay? That's my breastfeeding DVD or the breast pumps and briefcases CD, okay? And this is a breastfeeding question. Let me find it. Hold on. I know I have it here somewhere. Okay, here we go. And this one came from Miranda Wheel from Minnesota. Miranda, this is your question. Okay, this is a great question. This was a breastfeeding question. She said, is there any harm or setback to letting your baby use you as their pacifier? Do pacifiers really harm the breastfeeding relationship? Okay, so there's two questions here. Can you use yourself as a pacifier? And do pacifiers harm the breastfeeding relationship if you wanted to use a pacifier? The answer to the first question is, can you use yourself as a pacifier? Of course you can. What does that mean? Do babies need to pacify? Yes, babies need to pacify. Babies need to suck. What that means is they use sucking as a way to soothe themselves, and you can't stop them from doing that. Yes, Miranda, it is your question. It is your question she's asking. Yes, I'm answering your question. Okay, so if your baby definitely needs to suck. Okay, and there are 3 things that your baby can suck on as far as I can tell. One is your breast, the other is your finger, and the third is a pacifier, okay? 2 out of the 3 are attached to your body, and it's fine. You can absolutely use yourself. Now, I don't even like to say use yourself as a pacifier because, you know, it's what your baby needs, and it's your choice to go ahead and breastfeed, and actually it's preferred. I mean, the best way for your baby to soothe is to be carried in a sling and to be breastfed by you as often as they need to. They need to suck to eat, and they need to suck to soothe. There's nothing wrong with it. Your baby will do best being close to your skin, sucking and nursing off of you. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, it doesn't work because they need to go back to work, or they have other children, or they feel too like it's happening all day long. So it's not for everybody to be using themselves as a pacifier. So that moves into your second question, which is, does pacifier use interfere with breastfeeding? You're going to get a lot of different conflicting opinions about the answer that I'm going to give you, but I'm going to only give you my particular opinion, okay, like I always do. Most, people will say that, yeah, pacifiers can interfere with breastfeeding. It has been my experience that I have not seen pacifier use interfered with breastfeeding. It depends on when you introduce it. If you're in the hospital and you've got a baby that is having difficulty latching, or if you're home and you're struggling with latch or breastfeeding issues, is it time to start a pacifier? No. The answer is no, okay? We need to establish breastfeeding first. Now, can breastfeeding be established in the first couple days? Yes. Okay, so if you got a baby like mine were, who come out and they know what to do and they're latching fine and we're having no difficulty with it, is it okay to use a pacifier? From my experience and from the thousands of people that I have taken care of, yes, it is okay. And for lots of babies, it's what they need. They need to soothe. And mom is just too tired or unable to because they're too sore to use themselves as a pacifier, especially in the first couple days. Sometimes all that sucking can lead to soreness, especially if your latch is not perfect, okay? And who's got a perfect latch the first couple days? It can be very difficult to get the baby in the perfect positioning. So, I think that it's really a very individual decision, but I don't think there's any absolutes here. I don't think we should make any absolute decisions that it's not okay to use a pacifier, that you should absolutely wait. If you wait all those weeks to introduce your baby to a pacifier, they'll probably never take it. And then what you've got is a baby who still wants to suck, and they're going to be sucking their thumb, okay? I've got lots of people who say to me, well, I don't want to start my baby on a pacifier because we don't want to have to break that habit later. And I'm going, well, they're going to suck anyway. Like, you can't just say to your baby, okay, you just are not going to suck, okay? We just don't want you to suck. That's our choice. They need to suck on something. So unless you're willing to breastfeed them around the clock if they need it, or they're going to suck their thumb, that's going to be your choice. For most people, when they hear that, they decide, you know what, the pacifier is something we can actually take away. If they're sucking their thumb, that could be really difficult. And you've seen, 12-year-olds who still suck their thumb. I personally think that they can do both because I've seen it in my clients. Many of you are in the room right now and they're going, my baby's breastfeed and they took a pacifier. So I think that it can be both. All right. I hope that answered your question. And in my program, and I think you actually, Miranda, you actually win. What a perfect question for this. You actually win the program that actually talks about pacifier use and breast pumps and briefcases, or the Simply Breastfeeding. You get your choice. So I just need you to go to mybabyexperts@gmail.com, claim your prize. She says, yay, yay you. Okay, and go to mybabyexperts@gmail.com, claim your prize, and let us know where we can send that to you. Wonderful. Yeah, good question. Thank you for that. Next. They're ready. They want more prizes, and I got them for them. Okay, next prize. This prize is for baby calming, feeding, and sleeping. And this is a boba wrap. Okay, wonderful boba wrap. Love baby wearing, and the boba wrap is fantastic. Who's got a boba wrap? Who's got a boba wrap out there? Let's see. Yay! All right. Okay, let's see. This is. Did I answer this question? No. Yes, I answered this question already. Hold on. This is. This is crazy. All right, let's see. Sleeping. No, I didn't answer this question. Okay. This is Jan Masali. Okay, I started to answer this question before. Let's see. I knew I remembered the name. Okay, this is Jan from California. Jan Masali. She asks, my question is about baby feeding. I've heard that it's important to introduce foods one at a time in order to watch for adverse reactions. Can you tell me more about this? What type of reactions would I see? Upset stomach, rash, etc. Okay, very, very good question, Jan. Yes, it is recommended that we introduce solids to our baby one food at a time, okay? And it really is so that you can determine if there's any kind of reactions that the baby's having. Let me start off by saying that I would not recommend introducing any foods, any solid food other than breast milk before the age of 6 months, okay? So 6 months old, then you can start to feed solids to your baby. And some doctors are recommending it earlier than that. I would not recommend it earlier than that. So starting at 6 months, you can start introducing solids. At that point, what you can do is start with one food, introduce it one time a day, you know, maybe do one meal with some kind of a vegetable. I'd probably start with a vegetable. And then every third day, start introducing another food. That means on the first day, maybe you're introducing green beans. And then on the third day, 3 days later, if there's been no reaction, you could start to introduce another vegetable and mix them together. So now you're adding to their repertoire of different foods that they're able to eat, okay? So they don't have to eat single foods for 3 days. What you're basically looking for is any kind of reaction, whether it's usually if the baby's allergic to something, they're going to break out in some kind of a rash, usually see some kind of skin eruption from a food allergy, but it can also be a very upset stomach. It could be diarrhea, it could be vomiting. There could be a lot of different things that can cause your baby can react to a food in different ways. Usually an allergy will show up in a skin eruption. If you see something like that, you know, it could be the food, it may not be the food. And this is the way we can tell and start to narrow down, what did you just feed the baby? You know, what is it that they're reacting to? Not too long ago, we did an episode with well, last year we did an episode with Dr. Green. I definitely go back and watch the episode with Dr. Green. That was the whiteout episode where we talked about not starting or ever really giving your baby white rice cereal. You know, how it's really not that nutritious. It's usually the first thing that is recommended to start with. I do not recommend starting with that or even giving it in general. Grains are not the place to start. Start with fruits and vegetables. You know, and if you can, make your own baby foods. You know, take fresh, you know, vegetables, puree the vegetables, and give your baby healthy, fresh vegetables. It does not need to come from a jar. All right, so it's very easy to do. Yeah, you love Dr. Green's book. He's got a great book. It's called Feeding Baby Green. And hopefully we'll have Dr. Green back on the show very soon to do a feeding episode, because there's so many questions that come in about baby feeding. I know this is something that you're all really interested in. So we'll talk to Dr. and Mrs. Green and have them come back. We'll invite them back soon. But go back to that episode, watch that one. And then I think we did another episode with Dr. Susan where we talked about the fact that, you know, introducing foods to your baby early on is actually recommended to prevent allergies, okay? Where, you know, we tend to think by keeping them isolated from certain foods, it prevents them from getting the allergies. It's not having them in pregnancy or not using them while we're eating them while we're breastfeeding. All those things introduce those little molecules to your baby to help prevent allergies later on in life. So you know, I think it's important that we understand how this all works. Going back to the episode again with Dr. Susan would be a really good idea on feeding your baby. So, very good question. We have to do a whole show on that. You know, that's just a huge answer. I don't even know how to go into that completely tonight. But go to mybabyexperts@gmail.com to claim your prize. And that prize was from Boba. From Boba. You get a Boba wrap. Congratulations. Yay. Oh, you have an avocado tree? Awesome. Avocados are a great food for babies, by the way. I'm watching them in the chat room here. Yeah, it's a great food for baby. Okay, this one is going to be from Grovia. This is a prize from Grovia. Okay, we're going to do a cloth diapering question. I think I kind of answered this question already, but we're going to ask it again. I'm going to answer real quick, and then we're going to give away the prize. This came from Lulu Fawez from Michigan. Okay, Lulu asked the question, how many pre-folds, covers, or diapers would you say is a good amount to have for the newborn stage as well as from birth to potty training? Again, you're going to be changing your baby anywhere from at least 12 times a day in the beginning for a newborn. You should be changing the baby every 2 hours. And, you know, don't forget, sometimes as you're changing them, they're pooping all over it, so you want to have a few extra. But figure 12 a day. And if you're trying to do the laundry every other day or every third day, somewhere between 25 to 30 diapers is probably going to be recommended, especially for the newborn age. As they start to get older, you'll be able to go a little bit longer, changing them maybe every 3 hours, sometimes up to 4, depending on how long they go in between urinating. But you know, in the beginning, you're going to be doing it quite often, so you need a pretty big stash, or you're going to have to be doing the laundry more often. So like we talked earlier on the cloth diapering question, if you want to get less diapers, just plan on doing the laundry a little more often. Okay. A lot of the diapers, like the Rumparoos, the Grovia, they're one size fits all from birth to potty training. So it's really your best investment. Even though they cost a little bit more, they're going to cost you way less than disposable diapers, no matter what you do. They're fantastic, both brands, just fantastic diapers. And they fill the need on both sides. You know, like when we sell them, we sell, you know, some of the Rumparoos, some of the Grovia, because they're just they're different, and the hybrids are fantastic. In fact, that's what we're going to give away in this prize is the hybrid shell, the diaper shell, and also a pack of the bio soakers. Okay, so you'll have the hybrid style from Grovia. It's great for when you're traveling or if you want to use something disposable. If you're on vacation or you're going out, I love the Grovia bio soakers. Okay, so Lulu, you need to email us at mybabyexperts@gmail.com and claim your prize. Okay. Let's see. I think we are up to our last question, and this is for Earth Mama. Michelle, we're going to give away one more prize, and this is Green Baby. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to give away, let's give away the baby wash, okay, the organic baby wash shampoo and the lotion, all right? Yay, yes, okay. So let's answer the question. This is going to be our last question for the night, and the question is, it's a Green Baby question. I know I have it here somewhere. Oh, perfect question. Okay, the question came from Maureen Modick. Maureen Flomo. Okay, from Ohio. Hello, Maureen. Okay, your question was, what is the best or safest way to wash your baby items, bottles, pacifiers, etc.? Okay, the safest, best way. Let's talk about that for a minute. First of all, do not use microwave steamers, okay? I do not like the microwaving cleaners, okay? Any kind of putting something in the microwave can degrade the plastics, even a BPA, here's what you have to understand, even plastics that are BPA free are still plastic, okay? Plastic is not good no matter how you look at it. So the less you do to it, the better, okay? So all the bottles that are plastic that are not glass should not be put into the microwave for cleaning. I would use hot soapy water and then possibly the dishwasher to wash your bottles. And when you're using detergents on your pacifiers, on your toys, on your bottles, make sure that you're using an organic brand of dish soap, okay? It's very important. Even like what you wash everything with needs to be an organic, so that the chemicals that are in these soaps are not getting onto the bottles or in the bottles or on the pacifiers and going to the baby's mouth. But in addition to that, even the hand soaps, okay? So this is perfect because Earth Mama makes a great body hand soap, like a body wash and hand soap, not only for baby, you're going to be getting that for the prize, but for everybody. And we actually have the soap in each one of our bathrooms here at the house, because that's all we wash our hands with. It does not have any chemicals. When it comes to your soaps, your lotions, your creams, not only for your baby, but for what you wash with, but for yourself when you're washing your own hands, or your children are washing their hands and putting their hands in their mouth, you want to be very careful that we're not putting chemicals on those soaps, okay? And the triclosan that is on most of the antibacterial soaps and in most of the detergents, it's something that you definitely want to stay away from and not wash your bottles in, okay? So washing in hot soapy water, using it, that may be a good safe organic dish soap or dish detergent in the dishwasher is fine. Remember, if you're breastfeeding, if you're using bottles, they do not need to be there's less sterilization that needs to be done with breastfeeding than with formula feeding. If you are formula feeding, yes, a hot setting on your dishwasher is perfectly fine. Do not break down the plastic. Do not keep boiling your parts. Do not keep boiling in the microwave either, okay? Because it's just going to break down the plastics, and that's far worse, I think, than anything else. Great question, and you win a prize from Earth Mama Angel Baby. Go to mybabyexperts@gmail.com and you will claim your prize. Fantastic. Yay. Okay, so I think, wow, did I get through all the questions? Do I get a round of applause for that? Yay! Here's a round of applause for you guys. Yay, congratulations. Great questions, fantastic, and thank you so much to all of our sponsors. Did we have some great prizes? Great prizes tonight. Was this not like Santa Claus coming to My Baby Experts? I felt like Santa Claus tonight, except a very tired, sore throat Santa Claus from answering so many questions. But I loved every minute of it. I love you guys. Okay, so don't forget, this weekend is the big Bride Text giveaway. I hope all of you guys have been entering for the giveaway. Okay, go to our website, and it's also posted on our Facebook page for the raffle copter contest, so that you get your entries. And just by being here tonight, make sure you go over and you click I did. Is that what it says, Joe? I did. When it says, were you on the show tonight? If you're on the show tonight, go over and click that you did, because you're getting 10 entries for tonight, okay? Yeah. That's a lot of entries. And we will be checking the chat room. So if you are not on the show tonight and you're watching this on replay and you think you're going to be cute and go click the thing, if you win, you will be disqualified. So you definitely have to be on the show to get those 10 entries. So please be careful. It is only if you are on the live show and you are in the chat room that you can go ahead and click that I did. All right, does that make sense?
Yeah, and I'm going to throw in a bonus too.
Joe, come over. He's got a bonus for you. Bonuses.
Okay, I'm going to throw in a bonus 2 points.
Bonus 2 points?
3 points? All right, 3 points.
3 points. All right, go ahead.
All right, 3 points. I'm going to post a replay in about 5-10 minutes. Mm-hmm. And if you go to Shari's wall where we post a replay and you put a comment underneath telling something that you learned from the show, and then you come back and say you did, you're going to get an extra 3 points.
3 points. That's an easy 3 points.
Easy.
Okay, wait, hold on. So it's something that they learned from tonight's show.
From tonight's show.
You're going to post our replay, and then they have to post in the comment section something that they learned from tonight's show, and they get 3 points.
Yeah, and
right?
It can't be like, I heard there's such thing as a dude wife or something.
This is going to be like something I said that was
that could be after for a joke.
Part of the question, right?
Either one
part
of the questions, the answer, something in the chat room.
Okay, all right.
Gotta keep it real.
All right, and then we also, do we have a slideshow for tonight?
Oh, yes, we do.
We have a slideshow. Can we play that real quick? Some of you sent your baby pictures, and we want to show a couple of our My Baby Experts babies.
Actually, we're going to, if it's not too late, so if you still want to have your baby included in the slideshow, we're going to post tomorrow morning. Then send them tonight to mybabyexperts@gmail.com with permission to use this photo, and then Taylor and I will include that in the slideshow.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to leave any babies out. Go ahead, play the slideshow. Let's Okay, so we are at the end of the show. The girls are back.
Magic of TV.
Nobody went to sleep. There's no school tomorrow, so we're all here. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to thank every one of you for being here with us tonight on our holiday episode.
Yeah.
It was really fantastic episode where I really got to connect with you guys. We didn't have anybody else. It was just you, your questions, your families, and mine. And I just wanted to send you all a really big virtual hug from all of us, for another amazing year to end out 2011, to start 2012, and all the wonderful babies that were born this year for their first holiday, their first Christmas, and starting off the new season. Lucky's having a good time over here. Starting off the next season. Wonderfully next week with Earth Mama Angel Baby. We have a fantastic episode that we're going to do. We'll be announcing more about it this week. Michelle, thanks for being here with us in the chat room. Thank you to everybody who's stuck around for the rest of the night. We're excited too for next week. And wait for these announcements that are going to come on Facebook. One for the prize for New Year's Eve, and then also for our Q&A this week with Sarah Tilton, for more on Britex car seat safety, okay? Everybody have a very happy New Year from the Criso family to your family. Good night, everybody.
Bye.